Yep. There we go. It's a good one too. All right, good morning, folks. It's Nick Mulbauer here, and we got our second crappie. The first good one right there. We'll get him unhooked and I'll bring you up to speed while we do that. So right now I'm fishing 1 pound line, a 1/48 ounce jig head, and a 2 1/4 inch Bobby Garland baby shad. And that's our first good one we're showing. What I started to do when I got here was vertical jig brush piles. All in all, it's been really dead. So something I do a lot in the summer is I kind of work fast. I try to, try a lot of things and be very versatile, because a lot of times in the summer, vertical jigging does not work, though it's the place I like to start. What I did is I just kind of been looking at the bank and I saw that piece of wood coming out of the water there, and I started to fish it, and that's how we picked up that first one, just fan casting. I'm relying on what I see on the surface. I'm relying on what I'm seeing on my 2D and my side imaging, but all in all, it's been a pretty quiet morning. But that was a visual thing that I found, and we're fishing it, so that might be the deal. We'll cast at this wood a couple more times, go find some more wood and see what we can find out. So let's get back out there and catch some more crappie. All right, there's one, folks. That was awesome. Ooh, that's a nice one too. Another good one. All right, I might just have to show you guys what I'm doing. I'll get him in, but I think we got him patterned in here. Beautiful little crappie there, good filleting size. So here's what I'm fishing. I got it on 2 pound line, ultralight rod, super limber, and I got a 1 1/4 inch Bobby Garland itty bit swimmer on a 1/32 ounce pink jig head. Water's super dirty, so I'm not going for any sort of supernatural colored lure. Now, what's most important is how I am presenting this lure. So like I said, I'm getting really close to that piece of wood sticking out, as close as I can, but I'm not right over top of them because that turns them off. So what I'll do is I'll just roll up here really quietly as I can. I'm talking right now, but normally I wouldn't be chatting. I'm just trying to show you guys and demonstrate this. But what I do is I make a short cast out to that log, right over it. And I will lift my rod tip and let it pendulum down, not slack. I'm letting it fall on a tight line. There it went slack. There's the fish, took it. It took off with it. There we go. There we go, right there. There we go. Saw my line go slack. It started to move. He dropped it, and I just let it fall a little bit more, and he committed to it that time. Negative fish, but getting them to bite. Just trying everything today, being versatile, which, like I said earlier, is just kind of what I have to do sometimes in the summer. If they're not on those brush piles, or not biting very well on those brush piles, sometimes I just have to ditch that way of catching them, and I have to try something else. There's another one right there. One pound line. These fish all feel massive. They all feel really big. Another nice fish there on the break. As I'm chatting with you, with that 1 pound line, you cannot horse these fish at all. But there's definitely a reason why I fish 1 pound line, and it is because I can cast super light jigs, and I can feel these super light jigs. This is a 1/48 ounce or maybe even a 1/64 ounce lead, and I'm just parallel working this break in this coarse rock. I left my buoy out here at one of the spots I fished earlier, just so I could come right back to it. This is where we're going to end the day, I think, folks. We've caught crappie every way there is possible today, folks. We're going to have a video that just shows you guys every way I catch crappie, because we about did it today. Fan casted, vertical jig, doing the pendulum for the tight-lipped fish. There we go. Another nice fish. Ending with some quality at the end of the day. Just easing it to them. Just easing it down to them. Easing it real slow and holding it still. That's how we're ending it. Vertical jigging, but just not dropping to them. Easing it down to them. I'm letting all my line out first. Letting all my line out. And then I'm easing it down to those fish. You get over that wood, line up with that buoy, and just on a tight line, I ease it down to them. And then I just hold it there. So there are two really obvious things that need to take place every time you're out on the water looking for fish. The first part is locating the fish, and the second part is finding something that those fish actually want to eat. So one thing I have been trying to keep in mind when I get out lately is that 100% of the water has the potential of being productive water. On a particular day, you just need to rule out what's not being productive, but having an open mind and being willing to try anywhere and everywhere can be really helpful. Now, once I found those fish, the second thing, and equally as important, is finding something that those fish actually want to feed on. And this relies on a lot of factors that day. The weight of the jig, the size of the profile of the jig, how fast you're reeling that jig. All these things are little nuances that you have to figure out, again, on a particular day. Now, a rule of thumb for me is that when I am fan casting to these fish, I generally use a larger profiled plastic because I'm searching an area for these fish and I need something larger for those fish to hone in on. When I'm kind of doing the pendulum or right over those fish, vertical jigging those fish, or making short casts to those fish, I generally know that there are fish there already. And when I am in a situation like this, I will size down my plastic to generally 1 1/4 or smaller. Ice plastics, tiny stuff. Sometimes they want to drop real slow to them. Sometimes they want you pulling it away from them. You just have to gauge their temperament, and this takes time. It takes time to get a feel for what those fish want on any given day. So like I said, you got to locate them and you got to find something that they're willing to eat. And sometimes it's easy and sometimes it takes a little bit more work. But in the end, if you can get a couple fish to bite and come away with a stringer or just a couple fish, it's a wonderful day, and it's always fun just being out on the water. You cannot beat that. Any day out on the water is better than a day at work, as they say. No matter if the bite is great or terrible, you're out on the water and you're doing something you love, and that is the end all be all. And you should be so grateful. We should all be so grateful to have the opportunity to do this. It is just so interesting how many ways you can catch or not catch a fish. It is always a mystery every day on what it's going to take to get those fish to bite, and I'm here for it. I love figuring this stuff out. I think it is the funnest thing in the world, and I hope you guys learn a thing or two as I learn along the way, because it is just a constant and ongoing learning process, and it is just a joy doing this. So that's all I got for you guys. Got more videos coming up, and I'll see you guys out on the water soon. Peace.